Hey there, explorers! Today we're going on an adventure back in time to the Great Depression. Now, I know what you're thinking. The Great Depression? That sounds kind of gloomy. But trust me, there's a ton we can learn from this era, especially when it comes to being resourceful and making the most of what we have. See, during the Great Depression, folks didn't have fancy gadgets or tons of money. They had to be creative and thrifty to get by, making do with what they had. And you know what? These skills are just as important today as they were back then. So, put on your thinking caps, grab your imaginary tool belts, because we're about to uncover 55 frugal living tips from the Great Depression that'll not only teach your kids about financial literacy, but also build their resilience and problem-solving skills. Get ready to be amazed by the power of simple living and the joy it can bring. Frugality is about being smart with your resources. During the Great Depression, it was about survival. Back then, they didn't toss things out. They reused jars, made clothes from old curtains, pure genius. Families grew their own food in victory gardens. Talk about fresh and delicious. Chapter 4. A Stitch in Time Saves 9. Ripped pants? No problem. Mending and patching were the name of the game. Chapter 5. Power down for the planet and your wallet. Electricity was a luxury. They conserved energy like it was gold. Chapter 6. Homemade cleaning power. Forget fancy cleaners. Vinegar and baking soda were the dynamic duo. Chapter 7. Need something? Bartering goods and services was the way to go. Chapter 8. Every penny counted. They tracked expenses and made every dollar stretch. Chapter 9. Forget takeout. Homemade meals were healthy, delicious, and budget-friendly. Chapter 10. Neighbors helped neighbors. It was all about lending a hand and sharing. Chapter 11. Think board games, sing-alongs, and storytelling. Simple fun. Chapter 12. Clothes were passed down from sibling to sibling. Talk about sustainable fashion. Chapter 13. Even if it was just a few coins, they knew the importance of saving. Chapter 14. Walking, biking, or public transport. Saving money and getting exercise. Chapter 15. Preserving food meant less waste and delicious meals year-round. Why buy when you can build? DIY projects were all the rage. Herbal remedies and home cures were used to treat minor ailments. Sewing and knitting weren't just hobbies, they were essential skills. Education and self-improvement were highly valued even during tough times. Every drop counted. They collected rainwater and conserved water indoors. Items had multiple uses. Think baking soda for cleaning and toothpaste. Sharing tools, resources, and even recipes was common practice. Natural ingredients were used to create beauty products. Think oatmeal face masks. Homemade gifts were thoughtful and budget-friendly. Holidays were celebrated with creativity and simplicity. Families came together to make the most of what they had, using simple decorations and homemade treats to create joyful, memorable festivities. Leftovers were repurposed into new and delicious meals. It was all about making sure nothing ever went to waste, like turning roasted chicken into a hearty, comforting soup, or using stale bread to whip up a tasty, delightful bread pudding. Homemade toys and games sparked imagination and creativity. Children found endless joy in playing with dolls made from scraps of fabric or cars crafted from wood, proving that a little ingenuity goes a long way. Repair revolution. Instead of replacing, they fixed broken items with care. Alternative energy explorers. They found clever ways to use wind and solar power. Cloth power. Cloth napkins, rags, and handkerchiefs replaced paper products. Learning new skills meant they could do more for themselves. They used rugs, curtains, and even newspapers for insulation. They made pet food from scratch using affordable ingredients. Vacations were often close to home and budget-friendly. Libraries and community centers offered free entertainment and resources. They built and refurbished furniture, giving it new life. Gardening, reading, and playing music were popular frugal hobbies. Rainwater was collected for watering plants and other uses. Homemade soap was made using simple ingredients. Healthcare on a dime. Home remedies and preventative care were prioritized. Composting kings and queens. Food scraps and yard waste were composted to enrich the soil. Candlelight comfort. Homemade candles provided light and a cozy atmosphere. Staying warm on a budget. They used blankets, warm clothing, and even hot water bottles to stay warm. Nature's pest control. Natural methods like companion planting kept pests at bay. The aroma of homemade bread. Baking bread from scratch was a delicious and frugal tradition. They used shade, ventilation, and even cold water to beat the heat. Natural dyes from plants and fruits were used to color fabrics. Making cheese at home was a way to stretch their food budget. Gardening for good. Frugal gardening techniques ensured bountiful harvests. Nature's cleaning crew. They cleaned their homes using natural ingredients like vinegar and lemon. Homemade yogurt delights. Making yogurt at home was a healthy and affordable option. Regular maintenance, it really prevented costly repairs down the line. Fresh scents naturally. They used natural air fresheners like herbs, flowers, and citrus peels. Pasta perfection. Making pasta from scratch was a fun and frugal activity. Frugality for the future. These tips are just as relevant today for saving money and the planet. That's a wrap on frugal fun. Well, there you have it, explorers. We've journeyed back in time and uncovered 55 incredible frugal living tips from the Great Depression era. Remember, these tips aren't just about saving money. They're about building resourcefulness, resilience, and a deep appreciation for what we have. So why not try incorporating some of these timeless tips into your family's life? You might be surprised by how much fun you have and how much you can save. Thanks for joining me on this frugal adventure. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more educational and entertaining content. Until next time, stay curious and keep